If you walked into a luxury watch boutique tomorrow morning and a salesperson handed you a black ceramic Hublot Big Bang and told you the price was $25,000, you would, in all probability, do what most customers do. You would nod. You would consider it. You might even buy it. What that salesperson would not tell you is that the inside of that watch, the part that actually keeps time, is a movement that costs a few $100s to manufacture. The case is mostly aluminum, treated to look exotic. The brand was founded in 1980, which is, in watchmaking terms, last week. Hublot is one of 7 brands that, in 2026, are robbing you blind. This is going to make some people angry. It should make some people angry. The luxury watch industry, in the past 15 years, has perfected the art of taking ordinary mass-produced watches, wrapping them in expensive marketing and selling them at prices that have nothing to do with what the watch actually is. Some of the brands you are about to see are loved by collectors. Some are recognized at every airport in the world. Some have celebrity ambassadors and Formula One sponsorships and movie placements. None of that, in the year 2026, justifies what they are charging you. This is a list of 7 brands. Some of them you have heard of. Some of them you may even own. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what each of them is doing to your wallet. Number 7. Hublot. Hublot was founded in 1980 by an Italian businessman named Carlo Crocco, who had previously worked at Breitling. The brand's first watch, the Hublot Classic, was the world's first luxury watch with a rubber strap. That, by itself, was an interesting innovation. What happened next was less interesting. In 2004, the brand was acquired by Jean-Claude Biver, who took it from a small Swiss workshop into the LVMH portfolio. Biver invented a marketing concept called the art of fusion. The art of fusion meant taking ordinary luxury watches and putting them in cases made of unusual materials: carbon fiber, magic gold, sapphire crystal. The watches got more expensive every year. The movements inside them, in many cases, did not improve. Today, Hublot revenue, according to Morgan Stanley estimates, has dropped by approximately 322 million Swiss francs since the pandemic boom. That is roughly a 33% decline in 3 years. The brand is not selling. The watches are sitting on shelves. The chief executive officer position has, in the past 3 years, been turning over with unusual frequency. The reason is simple. Customers eventually figure out what they are paying for: a black ceramic Hublot. Big Bang, retail price around $25,000, contains a movement that retails, in unbranded form, for under $3,000. The case material is industrial ceramic, which costs a fraction of stainless steel. The marketing budget for the watch is, in many cases, larger than the manufacturing cost. You are not paying for a watch. You are paying for the marketing that convinced you to buy a watch. Number 6. TAG Heuer. TAG Heuer is a Swiss brand owned by LVMH, the same conglomerate that owns Hublot. The brand has, for decades, positioned itself as accessible Swiss luxury. The thing they do not advertise is what is inside their watches. Most of TAG Heuer's mid-range catalog, the Carrera, the Aquarasser, and the Formula One, contains a movement called the Sellita SW200. The Sellita is a Swiss-made movement. It is also one of the most common Swiss movements in the world. The same movement appears in watches from Tissot, Hamilton, Oris, and dozens of micro-brands, often at 1/3 the price. A TAG Heuer Aquarasser at $3,300 and a Tissot Seastar at $1,000 are, mechanically, very nearly the same watch. The difference is the case finishing, the dial design, and the logo on the front. That difference is not, in most cases, worth $2,000. In February of 2026, the Business of Fashion reported that TAG Heuer had been operating without a chief executive for several months. Sales were, in their words, in serious decline. According to the report, LVMH had begun quietly exploring strategic options for the brand, Industry rumors at the time of this video include the possibility that Tag Heuer may be sold or merged. If you have been considering a Tag Heuer, you might want to wait. Either the brand will be quietly absorbed into another LVMH watch label, or its identity will fundamentally change. Either way, the value of what you own will likely shift. Number 5. Bell & Ross. Bell & Ross is a French brand founded in 1992. Its signature look is the square aviation watch. They look distinctive, and in marketing terms, they are very effective. They are also, mechanically, mostly inexpensive. A Bell & Ross BR03 priced at $5,000 contains a Sellita movement. The case is stainless steel. The dial is printed. The crystal is sapphire. Sapphire crystals exist in watches that cost $300. Pricing on a typical Bell & Ross sits between 2 and 4 times what a watch with comparable specifications from another brand would cost. The brand's appeal is design. The design is good. The watch is not mechanically worth what they ask for. If you like the look, shop the secondary market where prices in recent years have dropped meaningfully. Number 4. Daniel Wellington and the Army of Microbrand Imitators. In 2011, a Swedish entrepreneur named Philip Tissander founded Daniel Wellington. The brand's central idea was to sell minimalist quartz watches with interchangeable nylon straps for around $200. The watches looked nice in Instagram photos. In the early years, the brand spent an estimated 30% of revenue on influencer marketing. By 2015, Daniel Wellington had become Breitling, one of the fastest-growing watch brands in the world. The watches themselves cost, by industry estimates, between $15 and $25 to manufacture. The retail price is $200. The markup is approximately 1,000%. In the years since Daniel Wellington's peak, dozens of imitator brands have followed the same playbook. MVMT, Vincero, Filippo Loretti. Some of them have been the subject of investigative reporting that documented affiliate commission rates of up to 25% and Kickstarter campaigns where backers never received their products. If you bought one of these watches in the past 5 years, you paid for the marketing campaign that convinced you to buy it. The watch itself is, in most cases, worth a small fraction of the price. Number 3. Tissot, Hamilton, and the entry-level Swatch Group inflated quartz models. This one is going to be controversial. Tissot is a beloved brand. Hamilton has a great heritage. Both are owned by Swatch Group, the largest watch conglomerate in the world. Both companies, however, sell certain quartz models at prices that have no relationship to the watches inside them. A Tissot quartz priced at $1,500 contains, mechanically, the same Swiss quartz module that appears in Citizen and Seiko watches priced at $150. The dial is finished better. The case is finished better, but the price is 10 times what the equivalent Japanese watch costs. The reason these prices exist is brand prestige. The reason they continue to exist is that buyers in most cases do not know what is inside. If you are buying a Swatch Group quartz watch above $750, you are buying a logo. The watch will function correctly. It will keep accurate time. It will not, however, be substantially better than a watch costing $150. Number 2. Breitling Super Ocean and the modern restyled tool watches. Breitling, under the leadership of CEO Georges Kern since 2017, has undergone what the brand calls a complete relaunch. The watches have been redesigned. The marketing has been redirected. The pricing has, in nearly every model, increased substantially. The current Breitling Super Ocean retails for around $4,500. The previous generation, which was structurally similar, retailed for approximately $3,000. The new model has a different bezel finish, a slightly redesigned dial, and a marketing campaign featuring Brad Pitt. The movement inside is the Breitling Caliber 17, which is a modified ETA 2824. The ETA 2824 is one of the most common movements in Swiss watchmaking. Micro brands sell watches with this movement for around $500. Mid-range Swiss brands sell them for $1,500. Breitling sells them for $4,500. The justification in marketing language is heritage. The justification in mechanical terms is thin. Number 1. Omega Seamaster, when sold at 2026 prices. This is going to upset people. Omega is one of the most respected names in Swiss watchmaking. The Speedmaster went to the moon. The Seamaster is on the wrist of James Bond. These are real, important, historically significant watches. In 2026, however, Omega is selling its core Seamaster diver at $7,000 retail. The Seamaster diver in its previous generation, 10 years ago, was $4,000. The watch has not become substantially more sophisticated in those 10 years. The master coaxial movement inside has been refined, but the bones of the design are the same. The case construction is similar. The dial is similar. What has changed is the marketing. Omega has, in the past decade, raised prices in lockstep with Rolex, despite producing significantly more watches and despite using mostly automated production. The premium that Omega charges in 2026 no longer reflects what is inside the watch. It reflects what the brand has decided you, the consumer, are willing to pay. If you want a Seamaster, the secondary market for previous generation models offers exactly the same watch at half the price. The watch is unchanged. Only the catalog page has been updated. Those are the 7 brands. If you watched all of this and felt defensive, that is normal. Watch buying is, for most people, an emotional decision. We become attached to logos. We get used to brand stories. We make peace with prices because the alternative is admitting that we were, on some level, manipulated. But the data is what it is. Hublot's revenue has dropped 33% because consumers eventually started doing the math. Tag Heuer is in serious decline because LVMH cannot find a CEO willing to defend the pricing. Daniel Wellington is a marketing campaign with watches attached to it. Bell & Ross is design at 4 times its mechanical value. Tissot at $1,500 is a logo on a citizen movement. Breitling charges Patek Philippe prices for ETA movements. And Omega in 2026 is selling watches at prices the brand never used to ask for. The watches in many cases are good watches. The pricing in 2026 is not honest pricing. If you have one of these watches, that is fine. Wear it. Enjoy it. But do not buy another one at full retail without understanding exactly what you are paying for. The luxury watch industry in 2026 is an industry built on you not knowing what is inside the case. The case, increasingly, is the only part of the watch that justifies the price. And the case, in most of these brands, is mass-produced. The watch on the wrist that costs $25,000 is, in most cases, a $6,000 watch in a marketing budget. You can buy that. You can also not buy that. The choice, increasingly, is yours. But you should know what the choice actually is.